Hey, Steve Stine here, and today we're going to be talking about Zombie by the Cranberries, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to approach playing this song. Again, so maybe it challenges you a little bit, but most importantly, it gives you an opportunity to have some fun playing a song that you like. So basically with this song, we need E minor, C, G, and D. And there's a whole host of different ways that we can play this. So what I'm going to do is just start off with the easiest way, and then we'll move into some other variations that you can try and see if you like them. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at E minor. And we'll talk about strumming in just a second here. And then we're going to head over to a C chord. And then we're going to head over to the G. And then we're going to head to the D chord. So it would look like this at this point. And if you played it that way, it would fit just fine and it would sound just fine. And that would be enough, okay? Let's bump up the strumming a little bit, and then let's alter the chords a little bit. So in the very beginning, if you listen to the intro to the song, you hear this. Which is going down, 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 up, down. Okay, so let's break that down just a little bit, and you can alter this however you need to be comfortable for you. If you want to play a completely different strumming pattern or just down strums or whatever, it's fine, because we're going to get to that in a second as well. But this intro is kind of going... So if we think about it, we've got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So if I put that with my chords, it's going to sound a lot like the song. Okay? So one of those two, whether you're just playing, you know, the chords the normal way like we're just talking about right now, we're going to get into some other things. And then this strumming part, which now we've built a strumming pattern, but we do have a couple of guitar parts that are coming in. So if you did just that for this whole song, except for the little bass breakdown where the bass plays, which I think is just E minor to C. And then at the end of the song, it does that too. Okay? So let's bump up these chords a little bit. So the first thing is we're going to keep E minor the way it is. But it sounds like when it goes to the C chord, instead of playing a full C chord, you don't use the first finger at all. So you could play with your third and middle fingers like this and just take that first finger off, or you could play with just these two fingers. So it's going from E minor, and then you're flipping over to this C, and you're not using that anybody on the second string at all. You're leaving it open. And then when you go to your G, you're just going to take these two fingers and move up. And again, you're leaving all that open down here. And then when we go to the D, instead of going to the D at all, we're just going to go to the second fret of the sixth string. And then I'm kind of deadening out the sixth string, or the fifth string, excuse me, by kind of touching it with my middle finger. So it's kind of deadening it. But you wouldn't have to. You could let it ring out. They're kind of bizarre sounding chords when you're used to just hearing the traditional sounding E minor and C and such. But if I put them together here, you can kind of hear how it flows. Now, if you and I were playing together and you were doing these chords and I was doing these other chords, it would sound just fine. I try to stay away from worrying about trying to play something exactly correct, because most of the time the artists don't always play them exactly correct. It's music. We're supposed to have some fun with it and interpret it And if you want to play it as close as it sounds in your mind or in your ear, that's great. And if so one sounds better to you than the other, then that's what I think you should do, or is more comfortable for you, okay? So now, once the drums kick in, you hear another guitar come in that's really driving the rhythm with a lot of down strumming. And you could use these same chords to play that. It's just instead of doing the sort of floaty strum, there's another guitar that's just doing that. And I would say they're probably both going on at the same time. So you could choose to do the first one first and then switch over to the down strums, or whatever you'd like to do with it, just to have some fun with it. So that's the tune. That's all the parts of the song are those chords, depending on which ones you like, and then the strumming patterns, depending on which ones you like or which ones you hear more prominent as the song kicks in. You know, if we go to the verse, for instance, there's some picking parts in there too that we're not going to worry about, but you know, you hear all of a sudden the chords really sort of dissipate, and you just sort of hear these single strums, and then you hear this little. So let's just look at that real quick. So we're playing 7 to 8 on the first string as a hammer-on. So I'm playing 7, hammering to the 8, then 5, 7, then 3, 5, and then 3, 2, 3. And some people return, they'll do a pull-off like that. So you have, or, and then you've got 3, 3, 0. So if you're looking for a little challenge, if this is new to you, that's kind of a fun little thing to play some single notes instead of just strumming everything. So hopefully that helps you to sort of set up how to play Zombie by the Cranberries, and you can kind of decide what you like and what feels best to you and what's most productive for you, and at the end of the day, what's the most fun for you. Hey, Steve Stine here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and like it and share it. And also, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you're always notified when I release new videos. And lastly, if you have any song requests, please look in the description. There's a link that you can click on and request a song, and I'll do my best to get to it as soon as possible.